Welcome to our research findings presentation by Brittany Wells, Chanel Rivest, and Heather Torres. Meet Jessica. Jessica just got her dream job, but that meant moving to Los Angeles from St. Louis. Jessica finally has the room and money to get the dog she always wanted. After adopting her French bulldog, Sparky, from the animal shelter, they told her that he had mange and some hip issues, and that she would need to get that taken care of. Being new to the area and not knowing anyone, Jessica didn't know what information source to use or how to find out how to take care of Sparky. Jessica is just an example of the many pet owners in the U.S. who could benefit from a company like Vetted Pet Care and their thoughtful, robust online marketing. During the client presentation, Vetted Pet Care mentioned that remaining top of mind is one of their key objectives. It is difficult for Vetted Pet Care to connect with potential customers at the right time and stay top of mind because pet healthcare is not an impulse purchase like other e-commerce products are. How can Vetted best connect with people like Jessica in the best way? There's a considerable body of research on top of mind awareness, or TOMA, but little to none of it focuses on pet care. That's why we determined that the management decision problem we would address would be whether or not Vetted Pet Care should change the messaging and imagery in their marketing materials to better appeal to potential clients. The marketing research problem we identified was to determine which messaging and imagery best appeals to pet owners. We developed 3 research questions to help create actionable insights for Vetted Pet Care. Research question 1 was, what watering holes or information locations do pet owners trust most while researching pet care? Previous research has shown that 87% of pet owners use the internet to find medical information. This means that pet owners already turn to several online watering holes for information regarding their pet's health. It is important for Vetted to have a good understanding of who to partner with to promote their content. Identifying who pet owners turn to online information can also provide Vetted with a list of key competitors for their online content, even if they do not directly compete for the same business. Research question 2 was, how do different types of messaging influence the likelihood of adoption of the in-home pet care concept? In order to understand what messaging Vetted Pet Care should use, they need to know what words and tones are most popular amongst consumers, and research question 2 will explore this topic. Functional and emotional benefits are identified most by consumers when reacting to advertising. Research has shown that emotional influence within advertising aids new consumers with no prior experience with the service by creating a perceived positive attitude towards the new item. It is important to test whether emotional messaging has an effect on the new concept of mobile veterinary care services. Research question 3 was, does educational imagery or promotional imagery better improve top-of-mind awareness for pet care services? Promotional imagery refers to the way in which companies communicate the product, brand, or service to the user. The idea is to make people aware, attract, and induce you to buy the product, in preference over others. Educational imagery attempts to inform, update, or persuade the public to engage in or avoid current issues. Determining which of these types of imagery works best for inciting consumer behavior change will help determine how to improve top-of-mind awareness for pet care services.
Our research consisted of a focus group, a survey, and an experiment. The focus group examined our first research question. Our hypothesis was that watering holes and health resources that emphasize an emotional attachment to a pet will be most trusted. We ran 2 sessions of the focus group, totaling 13 participants. The focus group discussion consisted of 11 main questions. Our survey consisted of 136 participants, 62 males, 68 females, and 6 unknown. They were recruited from Amazon's Mechanical Turk for a survey with the description, "Give us your opinion about pet care," with the keywords survey, short, easy, pets, for which they were paid 20 cents each. Participation was limited to participants located in the state of California in the United States. The majority of participants, 51%, were aged between 26 and 35 years old, and the second largest participant age group was 15%, and they were between 18 to 25 years old. Participants were recruited via Amazon Mechanical Turk as well. An online experiment was used to collect data between July 19, 2018 and July 21, 2018. The independent variable was 4 different ads: an educational visual ad, educational copy ad, a promotional visual ad, and a promotional copy ad. The dependent variables consisted of 9 questions. The dependent variables were divided into 3 sections: likelihood to try, educational, and trust. The first section, inclination to try, assessed whether educational or promotional ads worked better. The next section examined level of education received from an ad. An example question from this section was, did you learn anything in regards to pet care from the ad? The last section examined the level of trust interpreted by viewing an ad. An example question from this section was, do you trust this company? The majority of questions were answered via a 5-point or 7-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Our initial research question was, what watering holes do people use to find information about their pets? What we discovered is that most people rely almost exclusively on their veterinarian instead of using online resources. In other words, the data indicates that pet owners prefer to contact their existing veterinary provider when they have a question about their pet, rather than doing a Google search. This means that the focus group hypothesis, what watering holes, which emphasize an emotional attachment to pets, would be most trusted, was not correct. Pet owners were looking for expertise and authority when they looked for pet information. This is further evidenced by the fact that participants did not believe veterinarians were greedy, and that the majority of participants who had heard of pet dental care had heard about it from a veterinarian or a dog trainer. This could potentially limit vetted pet care's ability to capitalize on organic search performance for educational articles to generate new business. However, participants who did use the internet to find information about their pets tended to prefer breed-specific content. For example, one participant said, I have 2 French bulldogs and I was able to get a lot of information on this website called All About Frenchies, and I found it very useful. This theme continued for participants who use social media to find information about their pets. Another participant said, on Twitter, I follow other people that have accounts for dogs in general, or the same breed, or similar breeds, and they tend to post a lot of articles and links, or links to helpful articles about Boston Terrier health issues, or behavioral issues, and a whole wide range of subjects. So that's another resource I use. It's Twitter, with Boston Terrier accounts and dog accounts. Another participant noted using social media to connect with breed-specific meetup groups. To quote, I also use it for social aspects. For example, I met a French Bulldog meetup group, so I use it for social reasons too. Previous research by Pelsmacher and Younes found that humor exerts a power of positive influence on how advertisements evoke other feelings. Our survey findings add to previous research by determining that pet owners prefer ads that make them laugh to ads that make them feel concerned. In fact, the mean preference for humorous ads was 3.94, and the mean preference for ads that make people feel concerned was only 2.71. This finding was echoed in our focus group as participants noted that they enjoyed articles about pets that made them laugh. In 2014, Gabay found that warmth and reassurance are important messages for pet owners. Our survey supplemented previous research by exploring if pet owners prefer the phrase, we love pets, or the phrase, we like pets. Participants overwhelmingly preferred the phrase, we love pets. This supports our original hypothesis that emotional messages would perform better than non-emotional messages. The research from our experiment indicated that the appeal of a promotional ad was better at influencing a consumer than an educational ad in terms of the amount of questions that leaned towards promotional as the better influencer. Specifically, the promotional visual ad outperformed all of the 3 other ad types when it came to influencing pet owners to consider preventative pet care. Participants who viewed a visual promotional ad were found to be more inclined to schedule a preventative health care visit.
After conducting our research, we recommend that mobile pet care services promote awareness via social media and be sure to heavy their ad rotation during the evening hours of 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. when veterinary offices have closed. This would capitalize on the fact that pet owners are unlikely to look for a pet care provider unless their usual veterinarian is not available, and would also capitalize on the fact that pet owners trust social media more than they trust websites like PetMD. By promoting content during times when local veterinarians are not open, vetted pet care may be able to avoid raising awareness of a particular health concern only to have potential customers call their local veterinarians for more information. To overcome the barrier that pet owners rely first and foremost on their current veterinary provider for pet health information, vetted pet care should partner with local veterinarians to develop a strategic alliance. Vetted pet care struggles to maintain TOMA with pet owners and to connect with potential customers at the right time. Partnering with local veterinarians could help to mitigate this issue and would take advantage of the existing level of trust that pet owners have for their veterinarians. The data suggests that pet owners are likely to take the suggestions and recommendations of their veterinary provider, so it's possible that a strategic alliance could be a successful channel for vetted pet care. Local vets could refer their patients who are no longer able to make it into the office, such as the elderly and people with disabilities. Since these customers would no longer be generating business for the local veterinarian due to their handicaps, referring them to vetted pet care could be a win-win solution. Local veterinarians could establish a policy for their office staff to refer customers to vetted pet care when the local veterinarian does not have availability for an appointment or for after-hours appointments. An additional strategy vetted pet care should employ is partnering with breed-specific social media influencers and websites. According to Schaefer, social media is a channel that was made for people to connect with other people. By using a community forum, the capacity to share useful information to a specific targeted audience is ideal for a mobile pet service. Focus group participants indicated that they put a high degree of trust in breed-specific content, so vetted pet care may be able to generate TOMA by frequently partnering with breed-specific social media pages that have high follower and engagement rates. In order to ensure that positioning is perceived positively by target audiences, vetted pet care should also use emotionally charged messaging. Previous research has shown that humor in advertising has a high attention capacity if set in a positive light, and that humor exerts a powerful positive influence on how advertisements evoke other feelings. Our focus group findings indicated that pet owners enjoy seeing positive and humorous social media posts about pets. This was further supported by our survey finding that humorous ads are preferred over ads that make pet owners feel concerned. Vetted pet care can capitalize on these findings by promoting positive and humorous articles and videos on social media. A limitation of the focus group data is that it did not test specific emotional appeals to see how participants responded to them. Participants who indicated that they did not get information from the internet at all did not provide helpful data regarding message types and online watering holes. Future research should ask more in-depth questions about if participants would trust information online if they knew it was written by a veterinarian. A limitation of the survey is that it did not seek to discover income levels, careers, and daily internet use of participants. This demographic profiling could be key to future ad placement locations. A limitation of the experiment may be that ads were not manipulated enough in order to differentiate between an educational and a promotional ad, and were therefore not thought-provoking enough. In future experiments, it is recommended that the experiment focus more on informative advertising versus persuasive advertising. Because pet healthcare is unique from other e-commerce products and is not an impulse purchase, vetted pet care seeks to create and maintain TOMA in order to generate new business. Pet owners do not need veterinary services all the time, so connecting with them when they're actively seeking health information or service for their pets is critical to vetted pet care's success. The results of the current research outline several key findings to enable vetted pet care to better connect with their audience and maintain TOMA. The key takeaways are: consumers use their veterinarian first and social media second as their primary online health resource. Emotionally charged messaging, specifically humor, generates more likelihood to adopt a new mobile veterinary pet service, and promotional ads outperform educational ads. By implementing the recommendations outlined in this presentation, vetted pet care may be able to capitalize on the current opportunities and mitigate any risks. Thank you for your time. If you would like more information about emotional appeals and pet care marketing, please explore our references.